October, the fund was down nearly 3%, bringing year-to-date performance to 14%, which is an outperformance versus the benchmark of 15%. Since the inception of the strategy in December 2017, performance is now up close to 55%, outperforming global equities by more than 30%. The month of October started out strong and then turned negative during the second half of the month due to concerns that rising coronavirus cases will hurt the global economy. Also, the prospects for strong fiscal aid in the US dimmed ahead of the US presidential election. Then in November, markets flipped again and the fund is now up nearly 10% for the month, reaching a new all-time high. The top contributors for the month were Alphabet, Snap, and Tencent. The top detractors were Tesla, Nvidia, and SAP. On the positive side, Alphabet beat earnings by 45% and sales by nearly 10% and was upgraded by several brokers based on a strong outlook for the fourth quarter. In particular, its YouTube ad business grew 32% year over year in the third quarter and its cloud business grew 40%. Snap surged 50% over the month on strong third quarter results, increasing revenue by 50% in the quarter. It also registered higher than expected daily active users, while both revenues and earnings surprised significantly on the upside. About 3/4 of the companies in the Singularity Fund have reported Q3 earnings so far. After a strong second quarter during the first wave of the lockdowns, the third quarter was no less impressive. Of the companies that have reported so far, 80% have beat earnings and sales expectations. Earnings are nearly 25% better than expected, and sales are 3% better than expected. In the third quarter, year-over-year earnings growth was 65% positive, and year-over-year sales growth was plus 7%. Those are strong numbers. Comparing that with the MSCI World, earnings growth was negative 11% and sales growth was negative 7%. In terms of earnings growth, consumer services, tech, and consumer goods stand out in particular. The obvious thing that's keeping us busy currently is the rebalancing of the Singularity Index and Fund, which will go into effect on November 20th. We'll report on the details in our fourth quarter letter, so stay tuned for that. Also, we very much look forward to the end of the year because the Singularity Strategy will reach its full 3-year track record, and we'll report on that as well in the fourth quarter letter.